My favorite directors are Steven Spielberg,
Quentin Tarantino,
Kevin Smith,
Spike Jonze,
Claude Chabrol,
Peter Jackson, Akira Kurosawa.
Werner Herzog is probably my favorite director of all time.
Can you name any female directors?
Catherine Bigelow, Lauren Greenfield. That's it.
Unfortunately, I don't know any.
Anne Xu, yeah.
Sofia Coppola. That's about it.
I've never really sought out female directors. I think Sofia Coppola is one of the ones that stand out to my brain, but I didn't really like her movies very much. I figured she was just doing it because she's a Coppola.
Sadly, the only one that really came to mind was Sofia Coppola. I don't think she's a great representative of what you're looking for.
I'm trying to think. I want to name another female director. I think.
No, I forget.
And although she's controversial, some of the films of Leni Riefenstahl are absolutely incredible.
I love a French director named Agnes Varda, and Sofia Coppola, and an Indian director named Mira Nair.
The filmmaking standards have all started with the studio system, which is entirely run by men. So that's the standard we were given and that we're trying to change.
Alice Guy is the only woman thus far who has owned a studio. Asner, Lupino, they were directors who were able to work inside Hollywood. Lupino started off as a writer. Women have been editors. I mean, if you look at Zika Vertov, if you look at Man with the Movie Camera, it was, 1929. Elizaveta was editing.
In the early days of film, a lot of the editors were women, but when sound came into play, they took women out of the equation because they didn't think women could handle electronics.
No, Betty, that's wrong. Let me show you again. You use this control to get your focus, you see? All right, and this one here in the right-hand corner to lock the sweep.
It's a boys' club. It's the producers, the directors, the writers, the actors, mostly men, especially the crew members. Even if you go to even the lower levels like craft services or accounting or finance, it's all big firms that are run and maintained by men.
When I'm being assertive on set, it's definitely viewed a little bit differently in most situations. I've noticed everyone will listen more easily to a man as opposed to myself. I have to raise my voice a little bit more. I have to go and call for people's attention a little bit more. The respect isn't the same, and I don't understand why that is if I'm just as qualified as the man standing next to me.
And it takes a lot of confidence to be able to step up and be like, no, I can do this better. Like, this isn't something only men can do. Like, I am capable of being an extremely effective producer.
I think that women in general, as young girls, need to be encouraged to do things other than wear pink and look pretty.
I'm a girl, and by me that's only great. I am proud that my silhouette is curvy, that I walk with a sweet and girlish gait, with my hips kind of swivelly and swervy. I adore being dressed in something frilly. When my date comes to get me at my place, out I go with my Joe or John or Billy.
I don't think the female perspective is adequately represented in American cinema, no.
I think if you're looking at an industry that's mostly run by men, they make the movies that they would want to watch. So the more female directors and the more female producers that start to rise up in the ranks, the more we're going to start to see movies that are really geared towards females and towards the female audience, or towards at least a more general audience.
I don't think women are represented in media, or either in front of the camera or behind the camera, in a way that really represents who we are.
I definitely want to show my perspective as a minority and as a low-income person living in the city, what it's like, you know, to be me through film.
I think the gender roles sort of put their face in my face right away.
Oftentimes, women are perceived as more emotional, so they're, you know, maybe the crew is just waiting for them to crack and cry on set, and then that'll just affirm the fact women are emotional. You know, she can't keep it together. This is such a high-stress environment. She's no place in here.
Well, when I was interning for this TV station, one of the editors, I went on a live shot with one of the camera ops, and he was like, oh, I'll carry the tripod. And it was a 15-pound tripod, and he was also going to carry his camera and, you know, all the equipment. And I was like, no, of course I'll carry the tripod. And he was like, no, it's really heavy. And I got really angry about what he said, so I made it a point to carry it throughout the whole entire day. So it was really heavy, but, you know, I had to prove my point that I could hold my own.
I think probably one of my biggest challenges working in the film industry was when I was a lot younger, and I did know quite a bit, and convincing people that I did know what I was doing when I was in my 20s and 30s was hard, because they don't look at you as somebody that could possibly know what they were doing.
I don't see the gender divide changing anytime soon, at least not in my lifetime.
People aren't so much satisfied anymore with how things used to be, and things are changing, and it's still in transition, I feel, but I definitely think that a whole new era of filmmaking is about to just explode, and women are definitely going to be a part of that.
Women trying to bridge that gap, it's a road uphill. It's like Sisyphus pushing that rock up that hill.